My eyes telling me that even if you go back now, you can't win.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I have a question, though.
What can I do for you, little fella?
Any reason that your eye patch is literally a katana hilt?
It's all for the fashion, mate. All for the fashion. Thank you to our final patrons, Strawbones and Aaron. Now, before we come to this breakdown / review of Black Clover, chapter 337. Please feel free to leave your own thoughts on the chapter in the comments section down below. Leave a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Also, make sure you hit that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as $1 a month to get things like exclusive videos, early content, and more. Now, let's hop into last week's poll. So last week, obviously, the whole chapter was hyping up the big oncoming battle between the Wizard Emperor and the Spade Prince. And I want to know, how did y'all think the fight was going to go? And with an overwhelming, girthy 52% of the vote, we're all on the same wavelength, bro. Because we said Lucius W, bro, is clearly strongest in the verse. And yeah, seriously, like, as much as I love Yuno, I just don't see, even bloodlusted, year amped Yuno, there's just nothing I can see him doing. Do you see how saucy Lucius looks? It's just like the level of drip is just out of this world. I can't see Yuno really doing anything about that. However, we did get close, very, very close, and this is another thing I can definitely see happening, is that 31% interruption, the battle does not get to conclude. So, you know, maybe right as Yuno's about to take that L, a certain someone is going to come up and be like, no, that's my Nakama, and I won't let you defeat him. And then suddenly Asta shows up and we get the 2v1, that we jump him. You know, it's Black Clover, and while it's not as notorious for JJK as jumping, everyone gets jumped eventually. And then following up with that, we do get 12% of y'all believing that Yuno may actually take the W. And to be fair, I do kind of see it, mainly because, no, not really though. The only reason I'm so hesitant about it is because there's no way the Deuteragonist is going to take out the final antagonist alone. However, you could say it'll be like an artificial win, right? Like, oh yeah, you beat me now, but plot twist, buddy, this was not my full power, or plot twist, buddy, you were never actually fighting me. Like on some Aizen type beat where just like, this is Kyokuso Getsu, except the time soul manipulation version. I don't know. But ironically enough, we do get number 4, the fourth one with 4% at a stalemate, which another thing I could actually see happening if you're even on a lower end, mainly because both are so like anomalistic in terms of what they are. Like what? A purified, dual-souled demon user with control over time and souls versus a reincarnated elf-human hybrid with the nature spirit of wind on top of 2 Griamore. Like, they're both such anomalistic beings that I could see the universe just being like, I don't know exactly who to make win here. Let's just have it not. And both sides could need to like call in help in order to negate the stalemate. And I wonder who that help could be. However, we did get, and I put this in there just because I wanted to see if anyone would believe it, 2%, the battle does not happen. Like, TABATA just fakes us out and the battle doesn't get to happen. Like, maybe we get to the battlefield, but then the interruption happens basically as soon as the battle starts. And it starts off as a jump. Very, very interesting. I would be excited to see all that. However, thank you guys for participating in the poll. I appreciate doing these polls because they're so much fun to get the community consensus on stuff like this. I enjoy doing them. And please make sure you get your input in on tomorrow's poll, dropping at 12 p.m. to make sure you're included for next week's review. Now, let's hop into chapter 337. What's up, guys? I'm the Hunter, and here we are to review chapter 337 of Black Clover, which is known as Black Clover, page 337, Whereabouts. And you know, I'm not exactly like I'm hyped, but I'm cautious hyped because I'm a little bit untrustworthy, and that's just like the manga man in me. I ain't gonna lie to you. However, let's hop right into the chapter itself. So we open up and we get to see that the Black Bulls are being the Black Bulls. You know, it's after a major arc. We've had all their development. We gotta revert back to their base character traits. So you know what it is. Magna and Luck are fighting. We get to see that Charmy's eating. On top of that, everyone's just vibing around. You know, it'd be like that when it'd be like that sometimes. And it'd be like that, especially when it'd be like that. And we do get to see That admittedly, the only difference is that with knockback, like, there's some sort of order. Like there's some degree of like, oh, wait a minute. We do have to listen. Magna immediately goes to like devalue him, but Nacht, like, as cool as Magna's moment was, he's still nothing to Nacht. Very few characters in the Black Bulls. I'd say, really, the only people I'd say in the Black Bulls that are above him definitively would be like Full Power Noel, Asta, and Yami. And obviously, none of those beings are here right now. Everyone else is gone, so Nacht really is top dog. And it's great to see that, to some degree, while he understands that they are themselves, he still needs them to be orderly. And they immediately fall into line the moment he starts to threaten them. And of course, once he finally gets them all under wraps and under control, he's like, ah. So fun fact, yeah, your man's dead. And once again, it's great to see that Asta has had such a centralizing effect upon the Black Bulls that to see her mention of it, like, shut everything down and really galvanizes the group towards this one direction. When in comparison, this is, once again, the Black Bulls, the most rough and rowdy group to ever rough and rowdy. So it makes sense that in this case, everyone who has had ties with Asta, really, one of the things I love about Black Clover is that every single one of these characters, one way or another, directly cares about Asta because of something Asta directly did with and or for them, which you don't see in a lot of other series. My Hero Academia. But regardless, I wonder how many people. That's the interesting thing about overlap. I wonder how many people who watch the My Hero Academia reviews or read My Hero Academia watch the Black Clover reviews. Because sometimes they make cross references because I read both, but never know. But we do get to see. I love how Nacht is just so scientific about it. They inflicted a lethal wound and then erased him with spatial magic. Considering the circumstances, we should assume he's dead. It's like, yeah, you don't really get much more erased than that. And under most circumstances, I definitely would agree. If this were like any other type of manga, I'd be like, oh yeah, boy got vaporized. I feel like that would be like that sometimes. But I like to see how everyone, while they are galvanized by it, right? Like they're all in shock, they're all concerned. Immediately, Magna, obviously the most hot-headed member of the Black Bulls, is like, no, not today, my boy, not today. He owes me $5, aka he can't go off and die without permission. He's not gonna get away with that. And I do, once again, for a character who for the longest time I would look at with like not necessarily disinterest, but like there was like negative investment in Magna just because I don't know. I thought Luck was cooler, and I still think Luck is. But in that case, I like how he's really grown into himself, right? And the care that he has for his little subordinate, his little kohai, is a lot higher than it was before. And I love how Nacht immediately is like, I don't really care what you think. I don't care if you think he went off without permission or anything like that. It'd be like that when it'd be like that sometimes. It don't matter. However, we do get to see that he 100% is like, yo, I know I just told you to face the facts, but I ain't gonna face the facts myself. No matter how much I focus on reality, I still can't believe that guy's dead. Not when I haven't seen his corpse. But once again, Nacht is a character who very recently introduced in the terms of Black Clover, like what? Late 200s, I'm pretty sure. Not late 200s. Late 200s is Mist of the Spade Kingdom arc. But early 200s is when Nacht was introduced. But he's already become such a solid character who already has such a solid connection to Asta and so much respect for him that he's like, until I see a body, bro ain't really dead. And I think that's something that really any character could say in a group of characters. Like, once again, you'll hear characters say that in less connected groups. This is so weird to phrase. You'll hear characters say that when they're in a group of people, even if that group is less connected than something like the Black Bulls, but it hits a whole lot harder with the Black Bulls because of how interconnected they are, how much faith they have in Asta, and how much they know he's pulled through on. Like,
alone in every single endeavor that they've had with him, bro has pulled off some nonsense that he really shouldn't have been able to pull off. That's just because it's Asta. He's that guy. And they know for a fact he's so much of that guy that he would not just get off screen like this. And to be fair, it was on screen for us, but for them it was off screen. If anything, they would have to see Asta literally get torn to pieces, limb here, toenail there, big toe up there, like everywhere. They would need to see that boy bisected before they even remotely believe that he was gone, which is good. I like that. And it's great to see that, once again, it's little things. We never really got to see many interactions between Manga and Nacht, but I love how Manga, the most confrontational person with Nacht in this chapter, the moment they have something to agree on, Magna's like, yeah, baby, you know, that's the first thing you said I ever agreed on, Cappy, let's get it. And what I do like is like the like button's free and so the subscribe button, so I greatly appreciate if you hit both of those. But I also like how everyone there, everyone, from Finral to Henry to Gordon to Luck to Charmy to Magna to Zora to Gray to the sister lover and Vanessa, everybody is like, there's no way Asta's dead, because it's the faith that this group has, and it's not faith that was built up off screen, it's faith that was built up over 336 chapters. It was that much faith that's built up because they've seen it all before. They know the truth, they've been there, they've been a part of it, and I love that. It's very rare, right? Especially like in an ensemble cast as large as the Black Bulls, right? Like you wouldn't necessarily expect this. I always feel bad referencing My Hero Academia, but it's another popular show that does this, that has this issue. When you have so many characters, it is very, very difficult to make your main character centralize to every single character you have. It simply is. Like, I'm not even saying, I don't even blame Hori for it, because it's a difficult feat. You have 19 other characters in your one class, and you have 20 other characters in another class, and you have all the adults in the side. Like, there's so much to do. However, what I will give TABATA endless credit for, endless street cred, if you will, everything, is that he's calmed Ghost down a little bit. And two, that in actuality, he managed to do it. Over this long, for the final arc, he actually managed to build up all these characters with our main characters so well that they have faith that he's not dead, even though that for all means and purposes he should be dead. And we know why they have faith. It's a little thing. It may seem like a little thing in context, but it's the nice little thing. I appreciate that. I think it's great. And we do get to see that they all agree, no matter what, that they're gonna go find that idiot, and they walk off into the sunset. Like, the thing is, I wonder how they're going to find him, because I joked about like Nacht just like going to the edge of the continent on like north, south, east, and west, and like try to shadow travel somewhere else, but I don't know exactly how they plan to find him. Especially, yeah, it's just strange, because like I guess maybe Finral could help a lot, because like magic portals, but he needs to have been to a location, I'm pretty sure. So I don't think he can just track people's magic signatures. And by the way, Asta doesn't even have one. So I don't even know how they would truly track our boy, but I'm very intrigued to see what their little role is going to be in this. I'm assuming like mini arc before the final battle. Once again, we have 7 days, so I highly doubt everyone on the Black Bull squad is going to get a power amp to the point that they're all relevant to some degree, but I do 100% believe that they're going to get some sort of amp. Something. I don't think Nacht is just going to let them be weak, because they have a war to fight. However, as they walk off into the sunset, we get to see the sun they are trying to go get. And Asta snaps his eyes open, right? And he's like, like, what the heck? Where the heck? Who am I? What am I? How am I? Does Sister Lily really just erase me from existence? Is this the underworld? Is this the afterlife? What's happening? And we see that through a door comes a little thing that looks like Charmy whenever Tabata's meme drawing her. And it's to the point where even Asta's like, wait a minute, Miss Charmy, is that you, my boy? And I don't know, I just find it funny. Like, he that's all he focused on immediately. Though, admittedly, I don't even see them. And maybe it's behind. Maybe, yeah, I think it's behind him. But it's interesting. And why does it, like, I get it, it's a robot, so it's likely that the insides of its mouth are clean and stuff like that. But I don't think I would want to drink tea from something that popped it out of its mouth like that. Like, it straight drops this jaw and just goes, ah. Like, can you imagine drinking tea from that? Like, I don't know. I don't think I could do it. But Asta, he just doesn't care. He's just staring like, whoa, that's crazy. And we see that he hears a ha ha ha. I don't know what possessed me to give him this kind of accent, but ho ho ho. And we see Asta turns and sees the guy explain, she's a T7 Ultra Monitor. Can I do this? Will I get in trouble for this? I don't know. I'm sorry. Do I have an Australian audience? Is this bad? I'm sorry. But regardless, we do get to see that apparently Asta just believes that this robot is Miss Charmy. I don't know how. I mean, maybe there's a missing joke I don't get here, but this is literally a robot, Asta. I don't even see, like, you probably can't even sense any key from that thing. It's a bot. Like, why would you think that's Charmy? But regardless, we get to see that a certain man asks him, so, how you feeling, Asta? And Asta's like, wait a minute. Who are you? And how do you know my name? And, like, I'll give Asta credit. He's better than most random protagonists that end up in weird situations that they've never been before. At least he doesn't immediately drink the tea. Like, that's one thing I never get in fiction, where, like, characters will be taken to a new place and they'll just immediately start consuming things as if they 100% know they're safe. No. But regardless, this guy has a very Yami design. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm pretty sure it's just Yami with an eye patch. Yami with an eye patch and a ponytail. I'm confident you were to take that ponytail off, his hair will flare forward and it'll look just like Yami. Which makes me think, homie here, he may be a brother. However, we do get to see that Asta, before he can even really figure out who this guy is and why he knows his name and what the heck he's doing here, he actually finds that his chest wound is sealed up pretty darn well. And apparently, he says that's something that only Mimosa could heal, which is pretty impressive. Kind of plays more credence to Mimosa being like the strongest healer in the verse by a long shot. But it's very interesting that that chest wound healed as clean as it did. Like, it almost only looks like a slight surface scar, like with torn skin. It literally, but from what it looked like, how deep Lucius's hand went in, I feel like some of his ribs were broken and stuff like that. Like, I'm impressed that Asta took that damage that well. And we see that when Asta asks, wait, did you do this? Like, did you seal me up real good? Because hold on, maybe I have to drink this tea. But apparently no, he didn't do it, but his friend did. Who's this friend? Who's his friend? And apparently he says he doesn't have a power that impressive. But considering the power he's revealed to have, I wonder if this is just a lie, and or like this verse or this new kingdom that he's in is just that crazy. Because we see that he claims to not have any healing power, but the power he does show later is a little bit un poco loco, if you ask me. And we see that Asta is like, huh. Okay. Wait a minute. What about Leave? Is he alright? My brother. Don't tell me you took him away from me. And notably, Asta does say Leave is tiny and black, and haha, for one. And two, does that mean Leave can't restore himself to his physical form or like his true size without Asta's permission or something like that? Like, why would Leave stay tiny? I don't know why he would stay tiny. But for the way Asta talks here, it's like, oh no, I didn't release him back to his human size yet. Please don't tell me my tiny little brother's dying. And we see that apparently Asta got priority in the healing. And Lieb is being fixed up right now. To be fair though, if I was Asta, I'd be like, let me see him now. Please. I need to know. Is he alright? He's kind of the source of all my powers. Please. Let me see him. However, we do get to see that Asta does start to drink the tea. You know, gotta drink the Kool-Aid one way or another. And apparently he's using his ki sensing to be like, wait a minute. This guy, I don't feel any hostility. He's a bit different, but I don't feel any malice. Which is good. You know, this guy seems pretty nice and peaceful. And I don't, once again, maybe the robot does have Charmy's key, because he's sticking to this Miss Charmy point, because he even asked, are you a friend of Miss Charmy's? Also, it's robot. But regardless, we get to see that the dude's like, oh, well, me personally, nah, no idea. Never even met her. However, I do know she's a glutton. And 2, I also know Yami. We were pals when we were kids, which is interesting. He says pals, not brothers. And who knows? Maybe this is just the common look of people in Yami. This sounds so bad. This may just be what people in Yami's homeland looks like. Who knows? But I do know that the like button's free and so the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate if you hit both of those. But the thing is, he knows Yami, and he knows of Charmy. But assumingly, I don't think Yami has made any trips back. Then again, actually, no, he probably has. Because he said I can just go get a new one. But maybe he would get a new one commissioned or something like that. Like, I wonder how often Yami has been back home, and if Yami's even considered that Asta could be here. I doubt, but the thing is though, right? Like, I doubt Yami would immediately consider this, because it's like, why would Asta end up there if he was just annihilated by spatial magic? But it's very interesting. I wonder if he's ever come back, and if not, I wonder the reason why. And we get to see that Asta's like, Nani daisuke no? You're Captain Yami's old friend? And once again, I'm wondering if this is a lie in slight. He says pals, but I wonder if they're related of some sort. Because Asta even straight up says, come to think of it, their key is vaguely similar. So vaguely similar could just mean like, if you're from a certain area, your key feels a certain way. Like, who knows, maybe people in the Clover Kingdom have a distinct like key feeling. Meanwhile, someone in the Spade Kingdom would have a slightly different key feeling. And in this case, it would just be that Yami and this guy here have the same homeland, and that's why they feel vaguely similar. But I don't know. Vaguely similar. That sounds like a little bit of a brotherhood to me. But we do get to see that apparently he has, if he has been back to the land of the sun, it hasn't been, it's been a while, really. Because let me check something. How old is Yami Sugihiro? Bro hasn't been back, or at least he hasn't seen this dude in 16 years. Because apparently, the last time he was here was when he was 13, or the last time at least this guy saw him. Which is, interesting. long time no see, quite literally, if I were to take a phrase from the Sonic series. But it makes me wonder, why hasn't Yami come back? Was he exiled? Like, I wouldn't be shocked, really, mainly because of the potency of his magic, and the power that Yami seems to have access to, and the whole general uniqueness of Yami. Is he an exiled royal? Is he? Especially considering Ryudo ends up being Ryudo, the shogun of this area. Wait, is it shogun? Let me not say just shogun. Yep, he's a shogun. So, I wonder if this is going to be... Because, like, I'm not saying that you can't just be abnormally strong. Look at Asta. But even then, Asta has special circumstances. His gains. But when I think about it, every other captain of any notable power is either an elf reincarnate or a royal or both. So Yami being this randomly powerful would make sense if he had some sort of royal bloodline. And we do get to see that apparently something both he and Asta know about him is that, yeah, he still takes long dumps. And we see that apparently... Oh my, I do love how the two are connecting over Yami, though. Like, they're both relaying that information that, oh yeah, Yami's always been hard-headed, mean, and violent. It just makes sense. And we get to see that this woman that is with Ryudo is like, yo, I'm sick and tired of the two of these people. I hate them both. And notably, Asta's like, wait a minute, wait. As cool as it is to learn more about the captain, I don't know where this is. I don't know who this is. I don't know why this is, but I gotta go. I need to go help my people. Who knows what's happening, how long it's been. I need to help. And we see that Ryudo's like, I wouldn't really recommend that, considering you don't even know how good of a shape you're in. Your buddy isn't healed yet. And honestly, you had a pretty rough situation, my boy. You know what I'm saying? First you get your heart broken, then you get your heart literally broken. And it's by both the love of your life and the guy who you look up to. That's gotta be rough, son. And that's a way to put it. But it still is crazy to hear in that context. Like, bro got his heart broken twice. in the span of like 5 minutes, if that. That is crazy to think about. And we see, and Asta's like, how do you know all that? And why are you bringing tears to my eyes like this? Like, but then we get to see that Ryudo's like, oh, don't worry about it. I just see stuff. That's all. Besides, my eyes telling me that if you go back now, you can't win. Makes sense. I mean, assumedly, if Asta didn't whip out true DU, I'm assuming he still doesn't have access to it. He only has access to that extended DU, the 10-minute one. Which, in that case, he would reasonably, at best, now be equal to 50% Lucci. Not to talk of 100% Lucci, plus Lucius, plus whatever other beings that Lucius ate when he was in the underworld. So, I wouldn't be too shocked by the fact that Asta would get his butt handed to him if he went back right now. And we do get to see that, with that being the case, he's not only unable to win if he were to go back, he also can't really leave of his own free will right now. And notably, Ryudo doesn't say it like that. He is not necessarily being inherently threatening when he says that, but it's a little bit implied. It's like, I already like Ryudo as a character. I like his character design. The katana hilt for an eye patch, very, very interesting. Ironically enough, it does. I remember hearing some theory that Asta's going to end up in Valhalla, and notably, a guy missing an eye that's able to see a whole ton of things, does very much remind me of Odin, who also sacrificed an eye for the secrets of the universe. So, I'm a bit wondering what the parallels are here. But we see that the woman opens the blinders, I assume, and Ryudo explains that this is the land of the sun. You're in a foreign country, a long, long, long ways from your Clover kingdom. My name's Ryuya. Ryuya? Is it Ryuya? Ryuya. Ryudo. I'm the Shogun, the guy in charge of this place. Since you're here, get yourself some more power. Right here, right now. Which is, once again, I'm assuming these guys, if they are really just best friends, interesting. I do think they're brothers, though. They even have the same, like, partial facial hair thing going on. And also, that's just so similar to Yami's phrase, surpass your limits right here, right now. So, call me a little bit doubtful. However, this is a very interesting spot. And notably, it is land of the sun, not land of the rising sun. And ironically enough, despite being a land of the sun, I do not see a sun. In fact, it looks like it's kind of nighttime. So, who knows? However, this chapter, very, very interesting. In the beginning, it sort of just told us what we already knew, but in a very good way. Like I said, I praised it a lot. I praise Black Clover all the time for a great utilization of its side cast. It's one of my favorite things about the series. I respect it a lot for that. So it's great to see that our home gang is going to be doing things in order to get Asta back, which I appreciate. It's nice to know they'll be active. But on top of that, the back half of the chapter is what's really more interesting to me. Mainly because there's so much mystery being built up around this. Like, who is Ryudo really? Is he really just Yami's childhood friend? Why did Yami leave the land of the rising sun? Or just the land of the sun? It's specifically not the land of the rising sun, which is pretty sure a moniker for Japan. But why did this man lose an eye? Why does he have a katana for an eye? How can he see things? What are these people with these extraordinary powers that he has? What power-up is Asta going to get here? Is Ryudo fully on our side? Assumedly, I'm gonna assume Ryudo's fully on our side, mainly because I don't think in the final arc Tabata is gonna have two main antagonists. Though then again, I could see, but then again, we only have 7 days. I'm not sure if time flows differently here or anything like that, but 7 days time. It is not that much for that much training or a whole side villain arc. So I think Ryudo he'll be suspicious, but he'll still be a good guy. However, chapter, very, very interesting. I'm intrigued to see what we do next chapter, because there's a whole lot of stuff up in the air. I do want to check in on the captain, see if they're going to be doing any training. I want to see what's up with pretty much the rest of the people who were there. Like, I don't see, let me double check. In this beginning shot, while Nacht is here, I don't see who. Yeah, I don't see Noelle, Mimosa or Sekirei. So what are they doing? What are they up to? What are the elves going to do anything ever? Like, there's so many questions that are still being set up for this final war that I'm intrigued for the next chapter. However, those are my thoughts. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that little notification bell so you miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have a Patreon down below. You can support for as low as $1 a month. You can get exclusive videos, early content, and more. Thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with the Pencil, writing off.